Okay, guys, this is Jeremy Gross, publisher with OT Magazine. We also have
Adrian, productions manager, OTMagazine.com.
Drew Fisher, editor, OTMagazine.com.
We also have a special guest here with us today.
What's up, Jared from Hed PE.
Oh yeah? Fuck yeah, as I said, I'm the publisher, Jeremy Gross. Also, right here we have the assistant production managers.
Jared Gross.
Alright, we just have a few questions here today for Jared. How has the reception been for the DIY guys?
The DIY guys, okay, so for people who don't know, the DIY guys was our Hed PE's first DVD, and it came with our first live album, so people really reacted well to it. It was really successful for us.
Definitely, cool.
Yeah, I got the next question. Describe, I guess you would say, what's the best thing about touring in a society the way it is today?
Well, good thing about touring is probably different for whoever you ask, you know. So, speaking for myself and my band, the best thing is to go around and meet people who are, thinking the same things that you are about what's going on right now, and getting a chance to go out and kind of speak your mind over a microphone and motivate people towards what you think is a better direction.
I got a second part to that question. What's the worst thing about being in the music business right now with the way the government is and the way everything?
Well, for us, it's great. We're on Suburban Noise Records, so we're not involved with the corporate, quote-unquote, music industry. So I already went through that in the 90s, and for me it was just fucked up, so every artist has their own story to tell, I'm sure. For me, the major labels and all that was just a pain in the ass. This is just a blessing, the underground and that type of family thing. So for us, it's just all good.
Awesome. So I have another question here. Where do you technically see yourself maybe in 5 years, whether it be personally with a band, whatnot? What do you see you doing in 5 years?
Well, 5 years is right around the corner. So I would imagine I'll be continuing to create music and put it out and continue to try and find out what the truth is and activate with other people who are into having a better future for ourselves and the children that are going to come up, so that's what's going on, it has a purpose, and 5 years is really just a blink of an eye.
Exactly, definitely.
Quick question. How would you describe the Illuminati for the people who are less knowledgeable?
Oh, wow. The Illuminati is a word that just refers to the illuminated ones, which refers to, the idea that a small group of men should, lead the rest of us because they're smarter than the rest of us. But the Illuminati refers to a conspiracy behind the scenes that may manipulate world affairs and humanity as a whole. And it's a very broad word, and it's hundreds of years old. And so the story is thousands of years in the making, which means it's the details go on and on and on. Mass volumes of books written on the subjects of the Illuminati and secret societies in general. The Illuminati is just one word that is very popular in pop culture, but when you start to study these things, you find out there are many secret societies that are operating at once.
Good deal.
Say you're walking down the street or something and you run into an orphan or any orphan in the world, could be a normal day, any day, just what would you have to tell them about the world around us?
Well, each orphan has probably got something different that he wants to be told, so, I'm more everybody's on their own path, and discovering things at their own pace. So I'm good at answering questions, you know. So I'll probably be like, hey, Jared, what do you think about this or whatever, you know. The basic, it's such an involved topic, the whole truth movement. Basically, though, what it's trying to wake kids up is to not get sucked into the whole idea of consumerism and, you know, get sucked into the idea of us versus them and get sucked into just a labeling of like Republicans and Democrats and just like buying into some of these like fear tactics, whether it's Al-Qaeda or whatever. You know, there's just so many things. The truth movement's huge and massive. It connects all things, whether it's like fake religions or extraterrestrials, the fake money system. You know, everything's connected. It all involves us as human beings.
Alright, I got one question, and we didn't even plan on this one, but I need to know. Like, I've read a lot of the stuff that you put out there, a lot of the lyrics that you put out there, reading it on paper instead of in an actual song. What do you think? Because I know you put it out in text format and in a musical format, but person to person, what happened on 9/11? I want to know your words from.
Well, here's the thing about 9/11 is there's more questions than answers. But what I know didn't happen is that like the structures were weakened by jet fuel. That for sure didn't happen. For sure the buildings are like exploding right in front of your eyes. So they were demolished the way they imploded on their own footprint. So I'm not buying that the planes are what brought them down. Sometimes I'm not even buying the planes, you know. If you've ever watched this movie on the internet called September Clues, it's like there's some funny business that went on that day in terms of what was broadcasted on television. Some of the footage we were seeing was like fake or something. So I don't know what went on that day. I just can kind of know what didn't go on. And it wasn't like, you know, like Arabs hijacking planes and bringing down buildings. That's fucking for sure. But, you know, just that doesn't mean there aren't like Arabs who wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? But like a lot of those guys they even showed have been found alive anyway. Basically what I'm saying is the story that the state gave us is fucking obviously a lie. It's just like the JFK story. It was obviously a fucking lie. They lost his fucking brain and all kinds of shit. They always pull in some crazy shit. But 9/11 was like, just like, come on. Like, plus, if you know like what a plane's made out of compared to what those buildings were made out of, and if you look at the footage to where the plane's just like piercing the building and then exploding, that doesn't make any sense either. So none of that makes sense. It's like a Hollywood movie. So you ask me what happened on 9/11 was like, what happened on 9/11 was the people who wanted to have a war like pulled off this stunt. That's what happened. They pulled off this fucking stunt and then we got to go to a war. So I don't know. Maybe it was like Dick Cheney and I don't, you know, people behind the scenes. I don't know. It's crazy, but it's just a crazy thing, dude.
Nice. Definitely appreciate it here. Again, this is Jeremy Gross with Magazine, and we have Jared with Hed PE. Definitely appreciate it, bro. Any last words for viewers?
Just thanks for all the support, man. It's been a really good year for Hed PE. You know, so just hang in there and come to the shows. That's where we all get together and make sure we're, you know, it makes everyone feel better because nobody's alone. The world's crazy, but if you just watch television, you'll think everybody's nuts. But a lot of people are waking up to the bullshit. Okay, thanks, guys.